Welcome to this tapping session. Tapping is this powerful tool to use to relieve stress, anxiety, feelings of overwhelm, fear. Because by tapping on the end of your meridians, it sends a signal to the amygdala in the brain to let go of this fight or flight response, to calm down, to feel safe and secure in the moment. And it is this beautiful combination of working with the physical body, because a lot of our emotions and traumas, they're stored in the body, blocked energy. We also use words and intention. So I'm going to go through this little process with you. First, I'd just like to ask you to feel into what it is that you want to release. It might be feelings of, as I said, anxiety, panic. You're worried about uncertainty. You're worried about not being in control. It could be anything from your finances to relationship problems. It can be anything great or small. At the same time, it can be something very specific or something you're not quite sure about, just like an overall feeling of anxiety. And feel into your body for a little bit. Just take a few deep breaths and feel in to what it is that you want to release. Say, for instance, as an example, that you have a lot of anxiety and you feel in to the level, the depth of your anxiety at this moment, and you're going to give yourself a number of the intensity of this emotion from 0 to 10. 10 being the most intense you can imagine. So say, for instance, you're really anxious, you're up at an 8.5, and you want to release that anxiety. And initially, you're not quite sure about the anxiety. You might just be a general feeling of anxiety. That's perfectly fine. So let's start. We're going to start by tapping this point here, the carotid chop point, the sort of soft part in the middle of the side of your palm here. And as we do that, we're going to state what it is that we're struggling with. For instance, even though I feel really anxious right now, I allow myself to let go, to feel peace, love, and I accept myself just the way I am right now. You can play with the words a bit as you want, but it's about, even though I feel anxious right now, I allow myself to feel strong, peaceful, and happy. Even though I'm anxious right now, I accept myself and I love myself. Even though I feel anxious right now, I'm ready to let go of it and to set myself free from the anxiety. And now let's start these points. We're going to start with this point here, between your eyebrows and your nose. And you can use either one hand, either side, doesn't matter, or you can use both. So by tapping here, you state how you feel. I feel really anxious right now. And think about all the reasons why you're anxious, if they come up. Otherwise, it's fine to just keep it general. I feel really anxious about my economic situation. I feel really anxious about the future right now. There's so much uncertainty. Then we move on to this point here. The bone just next to your eye, not the temple, but the bone just here. I feel really anxious about all the pressure that I have on me, all the responsibilities. And of course, you used your own wording for this, whatever it is that you're struggling with at the moment. And then you move on to this part here, the bone here. I feel really stressed and anxious about having to show up, so many people depending on me, but I feel drained and I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to show up. And just feel into it. Try to put words on it as much as you can. And then you move to this point here between your nose and your upper lip. I feel really anxious about how to keep it together, how to show up and be there for everyone. What will happen if I break? There's so many people depending on me. And then you move on to this point, and the little part here underneath your lower lip, between your chin and your lower lip. Oh, I feel really anxious about, and whatever, but feeling whatever it is you feel. But I'm ready to release this anxiety. And then you move on to this point here. It's underneath your collarbone. You can use all your fingers right here. You can also use the palm of your hand to tap sort of in the middle around here. So even though I'm really anxious, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm really anxious, it is okay to let it go. It's okay to release this anxiety in this moment. And then we're going to move on to this point here. It's about 1 hand width from your armpit, about where you would have a bra band, if you use one. I feel really anxious, but I'm ready to release it. And even though I feel anxious, I can feel the underlying peace and stillness that's always there. And then at the top of your head, even though I'm anxious about X, Y, and Z, I love myself, I accept myself, and I'm ready to release these emotions, and I'm ready to feel the underlying peace, calm, happiness. And now in the next round we're going to do this. You're going to put your own words onto what it is that you want to feel, how you want to show up. So let's start again. Even though I feel this anxiety, I can feel it softening its grip, and I feel so much more relaxed and at peace. I'm releasing it right now. And these words don't need to be static. You can just change them, flow with them. Go here again. It feels so good to release the anxiety and the worry and just let go and just surrender to this moment, to this life. It feels so good to just release all the blocked energy, to just let it flow, to be alive in this moment. It feels so good to love myself. It feels so good to be strong, happy, peaceful, authentic. It feels so good to be relaxed, to be happy. It feels so good to feel free, and vibrant. It feels so good to be strong, to be happy, to love and accept myself. It feels so good to just be. Thank you. Thank you. And then note the difference. How you feel, both emotion-wise, the difference between before you started and now. Where on the scale between 0 and 10 would it be? What shifts have you noticed? But also, how do you feel in your body now? Do you feel more alive? Do you feel more connected to your body? Do you feel the life force, the energy moving through you again? As I said, this is a really powerful, super effective exercise to do. Whenever you're struggling with hard emotions, blockages, but also when you feel numb and disconnected. And if you do this on a regular basis, if you do this every day, even just for 5 minutes a day, you're going to notice a huge difference in your life.